Cops, they are still searching for the latest suspect in a subway attack, just the latest in a string of attacks on commuters in Queens.
And a pair of gunmen on the run after targeting a smoke shop in Forest Hills. Robbery on the rise just as the holiday season gets into full swing. So joining us this morning to talk all about this is Queens Borough President Donovan Richards to discuss what's being done to make the streets safer. So good morning to you, Borough President. Thank you for being here.
Good morning, Vanessa and Dan.
You know, if it is Monday, it means we're talking to a borough president. So here we go. Commuters certainly concerned about a series of recent subway attacks in Queens, in particular, of the latest incident early Sunday morning on the F train at Union Turnpike. So I guess when you look at this, right, and you see what's happening, do more transit officers need to be assigned to Queens? What's the solution?
Well, I think the mayor has done a relatively good job in the police commissioner in assigning more officers to the trains. I would always welcome more officers. We are struggling in some particular areas in northern Queens when it comes to safety. So the more the better, but we also know that addressing crime has to be multifaceted. We have to look at the investments around mental health, ensuring that the economy is moving and holding people accountable who are.
Can I cut in for a second? Could you mention the mental health? And we have this new thing the mayor is putting out there about mental health and bringing people in involuntarily. A lot of pushback from different groups. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'll say I think that it's better to do something than nothing, right? So I appreciate the mayor certainly taking initiative here. In my prior capacity as public safety chair of the city council, what I would say the most important thing is not just having individuals with mental health issues languish in the hospitals. We have to make sure that there's follow-up, that there's services, that supportive housing is happening, and that we increase psychiatric beds. And we're going to be talking a lot more about that in the new year as we look at redeveloping parts of the Creedmoor campus in Queens.
Right. Borough President, the NYPD is reporting robbery and grand larceny are up, especially during the holiday season, right? The suspect in that smoke shop robbery over the weekend got away with reportedly $10,000. So have you met with the NYPD about possibly beefing up patrols across the borough?
Well, I have had conversations with the police commissioner. She has sent some additional resources into Queens, but there's more that obviously needs to be done. We're going to have the Queens District Attorney on tonight, Melinda Katz, at our Queens Borough Board to talk about scams and other things that we're seeing. But certainly what we're seeing with these smoke shops is a black market. And these individuals are holding these owners hostage because they know that they're not supposed to necessarily be selling marijuana at this point because licenses are just getting issued. So we have to hold these stores accountable as well, and also hold the individuals who are committing these crimes accountable as well.
Yeah, so that's the segue to the next topic here, because you're bringing up the cannabis laws and the State Cannabis Control Board, as you know, granting licenses to 6 organizations, specifically in Queens, right? So it's big. We're talking about revenue dollars for so much. How will this impact the community?
Oh, this is going to be a game changer. I mean, when you look at communities like Southern Queens, 105th Precinct led the city in marijuana summonses and arrests for nearly 2 decades. And to now have marijuana justice for communities that were most impacted is certainly a welcome step. But we have to make sure that as this market emerges, that the individuals closest to the pain are the ones who reap the biggest benefits. And we're going to be watching closely to ensure that that happens.
All right. Speaking of revenue avenues, we know there's a lot of expansion underway in Queens with the Innovation Queens project and, of course, the new soccer stadium at Willets Point. So question is, when will the construction begin on those 2 projects?
Well, let's start by saying we certainly scored a goal in Queens with having affordable housing proposed and also thousands of jobs coming online. Nearly a 30,000 square feet, a 30,000 seat stadium. So it's a big deal, but we want to make sure that as it inks its way through the approval process, which has to come through me and the city council, that we're asking the hard questions around how much affordability, ensuring that we really lock in those good jobs, and ensuring that the communities surrounding this specific site are the ones who reap the biggest benefits.
Right. And Borough President, when do the applications become available for that affordable housing?
Well, we are just in the beginning stages of this. On Innovation Queens, I mean, obviously we have to get hammers in the ground. We just passed this in the city council, and obviously it came through us as well. The mayor will have to sign this as well as the city planning commission, which I think hears it on tomorrow. So there's still some steps that have to happen, but you know, we are just as anxious as you to see those units come up and to have hammers in the ground as well.
Yeah. I want to talk about this proposal on the table to expand rail service. It's called the QueensLink, for those who don't know, right? And that's supposed to be a huge deal. But it's also up against the QueensWay plan, which is looking to create some more green space. So two different things here at odds with each other. Which proposal do you support?
I support both. We need both. We need to see more open space, certainly.
Is there room for both?
Yes, there is, certainly. I mean, this is not rocket science. I mean, you can look around the world. You can look right here at certain transportation projects like Amtrak, where you have the train running over it and a park under it. So we need all sides to come together. We're working with the governor and the MTA, obviously, to get this study done. But we want to see both. It shouldn't be easier to get to Florida by plane than Manhattan and bus by train.
As Dan mentioned earlier, 20 days leading up until Christmas. And of course, Queens is getting to the holiday spirit. We got the Winter Lantern Festival underway. Yes. What can people expect? What can they do?
It is lit there. I would suggest you go there. I was there Friday evening as we broke ground with Jennifer, who runs the farm, and also Speaker Adams in the city council. And, you know, Queens is diverse, 190 countries, 350 languages and dialects spoken here. The Chinese community certainly has played an intricate role in the fabric of Queens. And you just have to go see it. I mean, it's really a beautiful array of lighting, and it's bring the kids out. And even if you're not a kid, you can be
a big kid at heart, right?
Be a big kid in the evening like this.
Right. Everybody loves the lights. Queens Borough President Donovan Richards. We know it's a busy Monday for you, so thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you, Dan and Vanessa. I'll be in the studio next time.
All right, we'll see you then.
We'll see you soon. Happy holidays.
All right, happy holidays.
Thank you.